Let's learn habits that will actually change your life in the upcoming new year. I'm Anna, I'm your self-worth coach, and I'm going to be teaching you 3 habits that my clients are already implementing to create the most happy and peaceful new year yet. The first habit that will actually change your life in the upcoming new year is starting off your mornings right. What do I mean by starting off your mornings right? You see all of these people on YouTube, on Instagram, sharing their amazing morning routines. You might ask yourself, which one is best? Here's the thing, there's no such thing as the perfect morning routine that will apply to everyone. The most important thing about morning routines is how your morning routine makes you feel. And this is important because in the first 15 to 30 minutes of your day is when a part of your brain called the reticular activating system, or RAS for short, is activated, is basically primed. And so the function of the RAS is really to create a filter over your reality for that day. Have you ever had the experience where you got out of the wrong side of the bed, where everything that day seems to go badly? One little bad thing happened in the morning and the rest of the day became so crappy and you had a really bad day. That is the RAS in action. Your RAS was primed to note and be aware of negative things that day because one negative thing happened in the morning. And so this is why the morning is so important. This is why they say to not look at your phone first thing in the morning, to not look at news, because if you wake up and the first thing you see is very negative things on the news, the rest of the day your brain will be primed to be more aware and notice more negative things happening. Your brain will be like, oh, I heard about this negative thing in the news this morning. I need to be aware of that. And so even if good things are happening in your world, the filter over your reality is not letting you see those good things. And that's why some people can go through the same day, the same events, and come back feeling like that day was either amazing or another person might think it's a crappy day. And that is all internal, which is beautiful because that means we can change it. So the first habit is to fill your morning right when you wake up, right when you open your eyes for, I would recommend 30 minutes of things that lift you up, things that inspire you, things that activate the emotion that you want to feel that day. So what are some things that you can put into your morning that can really activate that emotion? First thing is ask yourself, what do I want to feel today? What emotion, what energy do I want to embody today? Maybe you're wanting to embody energy today, like really high vibe energy. Then you could incorporate maybe breath work or movement. Maybe listen to uplifting music, get your heart rate pumping in the morning. Or maybe you want to feel peace. What you could do is meditate or perhaps take a couple deep breaths. Or maybe look at memories or images that really creates and activate a sense of peace within you. If you want to feel joy that day, then perhaps dancing and listening to uplifting music again, or perhaps visualizing the amazing future that you want for yourself. Whatever energy you want to embody, whatever emotion that is, come up with a list of activities that you can do to really activate those feelings within you in the first 30 minutes of the day. And avoid doing things in the morning that really lower your emotions, that make you feel negative, that make you feel like the world sucks. Avoiding things that bring you stress. Really fill that morning with things that lift you up, and then do the actions that you need to do for work, to look at the news, do all of those things later. But the first 30 minutes of the day are crucial to allowing you to live a happy life that day. Moving on to the next habit that will change your life in the upcoming new year, and that is activating the energy of your future vision. A lot of times we always say, oh, I want next year to be happier, to be better, to be more amazing. But we don't have a clear picture of what that actually looks like. How can we get to somewhere if we don't have a clear idea of the destination we want to go? How can you create a happy life if you don't know what a happy life looks like? And really, what does that look like for you? Not for anyone else, not for what society says is a happy life. What is a happy life look like for you? And I want you to really picture it. I want you to make it really clear. What does this vision for your life look like? What does 1 year later look like for you? If everything were to fall into place, you were able to overcome every challenge that you have, and life just simply worked out beautifully. What does that look like? Every answer is a beautiful answer. There's no wrong answer here. So really playful out. Let your heart guide you in what you truly want. And some other questions you can ask is, what does a day in your happiest life look like? What is that version of me doing in 1 year, and how do they feel about themselves? The most important thing as you do this exercise, which I recommend writing out on a piece of paper in your journal, really feel and see that vision within you. And if you're not very clear, you don't know what you want for your future, that is okay. Because what we can focus on is, what do you want to feel? Do you want to feel alive? Do you want to feel expansive? Do you want to feel excited? Or do you want to feel secure and at peace? Whatever that is, writing down those activation words that really create that energy within you. When you're able to feel it in your heart and you can feel it blossoming throughout your body, that's when you know you've activated it. And it's so important to feel the emotion of your vision, because emotional experiences are statistically proven to be more powerful than any mind-based or logic-based experience. And going back to the first tip that we mentioned earlier, when we have an emotional experience, we're able to prime our RAS, our reticular activating system, for joy, for that emotion that you want to create in your life. And when we are able to activate it emotionally, it is so powerful. It creates a ripple effect into the rest of your day, the rest of your week, maybe even the rest of your month if you have a deeply profound experience. When you really activate those emotions, you become a magnet for like experiences that have the same emotion into your life. Maybe you activate the emotion of connection that day. And because you're feeling so connected to yourself, so trusting that the world will bring you the right people into your life, when you embody that energy, you're naturally more magnetic, more alluring, and people will naturally be drawn towards you. Our external reality is a mirror of our internal reality. And so when we remember that instead of trying to change everything outside, we change what's inside first. And then naturally everything outside will shift as well. Now, before I move on to the next tip, if you want to embody that vision that you have for your life and you want to become the best self that you want to become, I have a free resource for you that I designed. It'll help you really step into that most confident, that most grounded version of you, and really be able to see that clear picture of what your ideal life looks like. And so if you're wanting that comprehensive workbook that I designed, click the link in the description box, or I might put it in the comment section below too. It's such a beautiful resource that will help you in becoming the self that you've always wanted to become. Now, with that out of the way, let's move on to the next habit that will change your life in the upcoming new year. And that habit is noticing your mental diet. What do I mean by mental diet? It's nothing to do with what we're eating. Though food is amazing, what we are talking about when we talk about mental diet is noticing the quality of your everyday thoughts, of your autopilot thoughts. So often we do meditation, we do yoga, and we're feeling good, we're feeling aligned, we're feeling grounded. And then the moment we step off of our yoga mat, we step off of our meditation mat, all the normal everyday thoughts of, oh, like life sucks, I don't want to be here, I don't like this, all of those thoughts come back into our minds. And so it's like we have this moment of time in our day where we are aligned, it's great, it's amazing, and then we automatically revert back to what we normally think after we leave that energetic space. And so when we become aware of our mental diet, it. That means becoming almost hyper aware of, okay, like what am I thinking? Catching ourselves, becoming highly observant, not being in our thoughts, but rather observing our thoughts. Yes, you can observe your thoughts without getting pulled into them. And you can just imagine your thoughts as if they were cars passing by. It's like you're sitting on the side of the road and you're just sitting in the grass, you're just chilling, and you're watching thoughts pass by. But so often we end up trying to run into the road, trying to stop a car, and then you try to get into the car. It's just chaos versus just sitting there and observing, oh, that car isn't so great. I'm not a fan of that car. Instead, we usually are like, oh my God, this car sucks. Oh no, and we're just running to the street, causing chaos. We don't want to do that. With becoming aware of your mental diet, you're able to really become a neutral and peaceful observer and be able to maintain that sense of control instead of feeling like you're tugged and pulled by all the thoughts in your mind. This way, we're allowing ourselves to stay in our power and to be able to catch negative thoughts before they make us spiral downwards. And so what can we do to become aware of our mental diet? One thing I like to recommend to my clients is creating a plan for when negative thoughts begin before you're in that negative mind loop. Because when you are in your negative thoughts, a lot of times because you're already in it, it's really hard to see the light. It's really hard to get out of it or think of solutions when you are so in that negative spiral already. And so being able to have an action plan that you made when you were maybe in a positive mind space before you were in those negative thoughts, a plan of action that can help you get out of the negative spiral is going to be super powerful for you. So what does that plan look like? You can create a plan for noticing if you find yourself in comparison often. What do you notice gets you out of comparison? What reminders, what quotes, what action items, what types of activities bring you out of that comparison mindset? Perhaps it's practicing gratitude, or perhaps it is going for a walk and clearing your mind. Perhaps it's seeing a list, a tangible list of all your accomplishments. Perhaps it's writing down 10 things that you are proud of yourself for, 10 things you celebrate yourself for, or 10 things you're grateful about yourself for, maybe all of them. That would be even better. But really being able to have this little action plan when you are in that negative spiral, having this list available for you, maybe putting it on your wall, putting it somewhere that you will remember and be able to see easily. That will be so helpful in helping you become aware of your mental diet and not spiraling. Really, this list is to bring you back into alignment with yourself, to bring you back into alignment to the truth of who you are, the knowing that I am worthy now and I always will be and I always have been. Going back to this action plan, know that it might not work 110% of the time. There's going to be some days where we just feel like crap, and that's okay. It's totally okay. Don't beat yourself up when you're already feeling crappy. Right? We're human, we have human emotions for a reason, and these human emotions allow us to see gifts within the low moments that we otherwise might not have been able to see. And so there's always a gift within every single moment of our lives. And so being able to stay mentally afloat even when we are in that negative mind space, being able to be the observer is super powerful. If you're curious about what my empowering morning routine looks like, definitely check out the next video where you will get to see what a morning in my life looks like. And that's on a good day because I'm not perfect either. I am human just like you, and I do have days where I do fall into slumps. If it's not out yet, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to know when it's out. As always, sending you so much love, and remember that you are safe, you are loved, and you are worthy.